You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're completely exhausted, totally frustrated, just trying to reason with someone who refuses to listen. Well, in this explainer, we're going to unpack a pretty radical framework from the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer. It's not just about surviving those encounters, it's about completely neutralizing them.
And this is the brutal, honest-to-goodness truth at the heart of Schopenhauer's whole idea. Look, if you've ever felt like you're just banging your head against a brick wall in an argument, it's because you are. The very tools you think should work, logic, reason, facts, they're just completely useless in this specific kind of fight.
So why do we keep falling for it? I mean, why do we keep trying? It all starts with this fundamental error in thinking that, funny enough, affects the smartest people the most. It's something called the intelligence trap.
And here it is. This is the core delusion. You assume that everybody's brain is running the same software as yours. So you present data, expecting a logical update on their end. But their system, it can't even process the file. This projection, this assumption, is exactly why you walk away feeling drained, and they walk away completely unchanged.
But it's not just that they're being stubborn. No, there are some deep psychological reasons why your perfectly crafted logical arguments are basically dead on arrival.
You really have to get this. Their ignorance isn't some passive vacuum just waiting for you to fill it with knowledge. Oh no, it's an active, heavily armored defense mechanism. So when you present facts, they don't see an opportunity to learn. They see a threat to their ego. And trust me, the ego will burn the entire world down before it ever admits it's wrong.
This chart just breaks it down perfectly. It shows you the communication breakdown in action. See, drawing from the work of Kahneman, you can see we have two different operating systems. The fool is trapped in system one. It's all fast, emotional, instinctual. They feel something. They attach an opinion to that feeling, and then they call it a fact. You, on the other hand, you're trying to use your slow, deliberate, logical system two. You're not even speaking the same language.
And that brings us to this harsh but, well, incredibly accurate metaphor for the situation. You are literally using a complex language that they just cannot comprehend. Think about the energy difference here. You're spending immense energy crafting a beautiful argument, while they're spending zero energy just refusing to listen. They don't outsmart you, they just outlast you.
Okay, so if logic is useless, what are you supposed to do? This is where Schopenhauer comes in with a counterintuitive, almost ruthless strategy. The idea is, you don't fight them on your terms. Instead, you weaponize their own momentum against them.
The whole strategy starts with this one crucial insight. Arguing with a fool gives them exactly what their ego craves: friction. Your frustration, your anger. It proves to them that they matter, that their ridiculous idea is worthy of your attention. So, to win, you have to take that friction away. So how do you actually do it? Well, use a technique called reductio absurdum, or reducing to absurdity. You don't disagree with them. In fact, you agree so completely, so violently, that you expose the ridiculous, insane endpoint of their own logic.
Here's a perfect example. Let's say someone says, all modern art is a scam. Instead of arguing, you lean all the way in. You say, you're absolutely right. It's so easy, we should quit our jobs right now, buy some paint, and we'll literally be millionaires by Friday. Now just watch what happens. You force them to confront the absurd conclusion of their own shallow thought, and now they have to start arguing against themselves just to save face. You defeated them with their logic, not yours.
But to use this tactic, you have to do something that's really difficult. You have to kill the part of your ego that just needs to be proven right. I mean, why do you need a lesser mind to acknowledge your brilliance? The very moment you drop the need for their validation, you become totally immune to their provocations.
Okay, that's all well and good, but what about a much more dangerous scenario? What happens when the fool has power over you? You know, when they're the ones signing your paycheck or controlling your career.
You have to understand, a fool with power is absolutely terrified. They can sense their own inadequacy, deep down. And when you come along and display your intelligence, you're not helping. You're basically holding up a mirror to their insecurity. And they will shatter that mirror, and you with it, before they ever look at that reflection.
You know, history actually gives us a masterclass in this. The brilliant Chinese strategist Sima Yi served under a foolish and paranoid regent. So what did he do? Instead of challenging him, Sima Yi faked dementia. He acted senile, he spilled soup all over himself, got names wrong. His rival saw him as just a pathetic old man, not a threat, and totally let his guard down. And then, months later, Sima Yi dropped the act and seized the entire empire.
And that is the vital lesson here. You don't walk around showing off a concealed weapon, right? You keep it hidden until the one precise moment it's needed to win. With a powerful fool, you have to feed their ego, ask for their advice, let them correct you on tiny, trivial details. You trade a small scratch on your pride for absolute freedom to maneuver.
So these external tactics, they're crucial, for sure. But the real battle, the real war, is internal. It's all about building a mindset that protects you from the exhausting, contagious nature of irrationality.
Schopenhauer had this fantastic metaphor for it. Picture this. On a cold night, a group of porcupines huddle together for warmth, but they keep getting pricked by each other's quills. So they're torn between freezing alone or bleeding together. The key to life, he argued, is mastering that correct, precise distance from other people.
And this idea leads to the final tactic, establishing a psychological quarantine. Look, you can't always avoid fools, but you don't have to bring your authentic self to the conversation. You bring an avatar.
So what does this avatar look like in practice? It's actually really simple. You're polite, you smile, you use short, agreeable sentences like, "Oh, that's an interesting perspective," or "I see what you mean." You give them nothing to latch on to, nothing to attack. It's like you're a mirror that just reflects their own noise back at them, while your real mind stays safe and protected, conserving its energy for what actually matters.
This, right here, is the ultimate paradigm shift. So many of us are trapped seeking intelligence, that small, petty victory of winning an argument. But true power? True power is achieving your real objective while letting them think they won the argument. It's about abandoning the theater of debate and focusing only on the real-world outcome.
And that really just leaves us with this one final thought. When you stop wasting your finite, precious energy trying to debate the undebatable, when you stop trying to change minds that are committed to being closed, you get all of that time and mental bandwidth back. So the real question isn't how to fight fools, it's what incredible things will you do with the peace you've gained.